What is up, blockchain gang? Today I am going to tell you the story of the Shmoo by Al Cap.
The Shmoo was the most beloved species on Earth. Only recently discovered in 1948, they were prolific creatures that reproduced asexually. They appeared to be fat bowling ball pins with eyes and feet. They required no food or water as they were able to sustain themselves on the air alone while filtering out harmful contaminants that cause cancer in human lungs. The most peculiar thing about this Shmoo is how they love nothing more than to be eaten. If you so much as glance at a Shmoo and salivate, or they catch the sound of your belly rumbling from hunger, they would gladly jump into an oven for you, as there was no greater honor among the Shmoo than to be consumed by a human. Everyone loved to eat the Shmoo because they could fry it and it would taste like chicken, boil it like a succulent steak, or bake it for the taste of catfish. It could even be eaten raw if one had the appetite for oysters. That wasn't all. They produced the finest eggs and milk and even butter that required no churning. There was no part of the Shmoo that would go to waste. They had no bones to dispose of. Their eyes were used as buttons, their whiskers as toothpicks after a filling meal, and their pelts made the finest yet toughest leather that money could buy. They were also great pets and playmates for children, offering endless hours of family entertainment. How then did this seemingly benevolent creature become the single largest threat to the global economy and national security? Well, the answer is simple. Since the Shmoo was so perfect at sustaining human life, people were no longer forced to work any longer to survive. They not only quit their meaningless jobs and refused to enlist in the armed forces, but they stopped buying items altogether after finding so many of their needs fulfilled from the Shmoo. They were no longer keeping up with the Joneses in a meaningless competition, but rejoicing together in happiness and satisfaction from equality. As the leaders of industry felt their grasp of power over society slipping away from them because of these damned miracles, they knew there was only one solution: the complete annihilation of the Shmoo. They gathered the last of their remaining resources in order to form Shmoo-icide squads that hunted every last Shmoo to the ends of the earth and back. The dead were then covered with cyanide so that if anyone tried to consume them, they would be poisoned and die, until the people were forced to purchase their essential items from the stores once again and return to their dead-end soul-crushing jobs just to be able to afford to survive. However, our story doesn't end there. Her two Shmoos were hidden by the person who originally discovered them, and he helped them escape back to the secluded valley where they were found. Now I know you may be thinking, cool story, bro, but what the fuck does this all have to do with blockchain gaming, you know? Now, I'm sleepy as hell and I have to go to work in an hour, so I can't even take a nap. Well, the point is that this technology is our Shmoo. And if we allow the robber barons of industry, these tech giants, to exterminate it entirely, all future generations will be worse off because of it.
That is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so we can do this again sometime.